Yes, welcome back
Hell yeah.
to English TV Live, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to have a conversation. Lloyd and I are going to have a conversation with all of you about fears and phobias. This is something that I think all of us will be able to relate to because despite all of our cultural differences, despite all of the different places we are in the world, I think all of us probably share similar fears and phobias.
Exactly. Welcome back, everybody. This is English TV Live. My name is Lloyd. His name is Jacob. If this is your first time here, let me remind you again, we have a wait list at EnglishTVLive.com. Go and join it today. This is your #1 resource for English live lessons.
So, Lloyd, I thought we could start today by speaking about the difference between fears and phobias. I know that you and I were speaking briefly about this before today's lesson, but it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, that saying I have a phobia of something is a lot more common in British English than it is perhaps in American English.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit before this video today, and I personally would use them quite equally. I have a phobia of, I have a fear of, I'd use them kind of equally. In my case, let me just tell you my biggest phobia, and we'd like to see in the comments what you have a fear of as well. I have a phobia of heights. Heights. Heights is my biggest phobia, and it's kind of ironic. Do you mind if maybe if I just can show you for a second here? So at the moment, as I talk to you, I am on the 46th floor here. 46th floor, and I'm very scared of heights. However, I'm not sure if you can see that here, but very, very high up here, very high up, 46th floor. So when I first moved into this apartment, I was pretty scared, but I'm starting to get used to it. But my biggest fear definitely is heights, so I get a little bit nervous up here sometimes. But
I
as
would,
Jacob said, phobia and fear would be equally used in the UK, but apparently you said in Canada or in America, you would say fear more often?
yeah, probably. I haven't heard too many people say I have a phobia of this. That's actually a lie. People do say it, but I would say it's much more common to say I have a fear of blah, blah, blah. I personally, I share your fear of heights. It was something that I remember the first time I discovered that I had a fear of heights. I was rock climbing in gym class. This was when I was probably in middle school or something, and I got to the top of the rock wall and I looked down afterwards and I had that sinking feeling that you get in your stomach when you have a fear of heights and when you're looking over over a very high ledge. I'm sure you
Yeah,
can
I think
relate.
it's the same situation for me. So with heights, the fear really kicks in. That's a good expression, to kick in when it starts. So the fear kicks in. I feel that fear if I look down. If I can see down, like in an airplane is not too bad because I feel kind of I'm inside. But if I can see directly down and I'm sort of exposed to that height on a mountain, for example, or the top of a building, I feel very nervous. It's a very scary situation for me. But just one thing, maybe if there's a slight difference between fear and phobia, it might be that phobia is more scientific. So if you go to the doctor and the doctor is talking about your fear, he would say you have this phobia. You have this phobia.
Right.
Would you agree with that? It's more technical.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to go through some phobias together. I think Lloyd is going to test me on my knowledge of technical phobias,
I
and
can
we'll
do
see
that.
how we do. But why don't we go to the comment section for a minute? I saw some interesting comments pop up while you were speaking. Pop up on my screen. Sarah says the
Hop
Grand
up.
Canyon, the right place for us. Ha ha. I've actually been to the
Um,
Grand Canyon before. It wasn't too
have
scary.
you been?
Yeah, I have.
It wasn't too scary?
No, it wasn't too bad.
Uh, I don't think, yeah, I think Sarah's right. I think the Grand Canyon is, It's not, I would personally struggle in the Grand Canyon. I would be looking forward to getting back to the ground again.
Hmm. Nadine has a phobia of dogs. Fear
Me
of
too, a
dogs.
little bit. Me too, a little bit actually.
What do you think
I
it is
would
about them?
imagine. So I guess what it is in my case is when I grew up, I never really had a pet. I never had a dog or even a cat when I was growing up. So because of that, I never really had the opportunity to become comfortable with them. Whereas many other children grow up with dogs and cats. So if I'm walking down the street and I see a dog, I do get a little bit, honestly, I get a little bit nervous. I have a bit of a phobia of that, especially sort of at nighttime. I don't know. You see the dog, they look quite big and aggressive. I kind of, maybe I'll walk the other way. Maybe I'm a coward. I don't know, but that is also a bit of a phobia. So I'm on the same page, which means I'm in the same situation as, who was it that commented that?
That was, I lost it there. I think it was Nadine. Maybe,
Nadine,
yeah,
okay.
Nadine.
Yeah,
Nadine.
Nadine, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. We're in the same situation. How about you, Jacob? You want to share some of your phobias?
Yeah, I'm scared of so
She
many
said hi.
things.
Scaredy cat. It's a good expression.
Yeah.
So somebody is scared of a lot of things. They're a scaredy cat. I don't know why we say
I'd
cat.
say that's
Scaredy
I'd
cat.
say I'd say that's kind of more of a childish expression, though. I would say I don't really call
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah. It's
scaredy
a bit
cat.
childish, but I like using the occasional childish childish expression.
Yeah,
So
sounds cute
what
sometimes.
are you scared? So you're scared. Okay. So what are you scared of? You're scared of heights.
Scared of heights. It's interesting that you mentioned that you're okay on planes because I really hate flying. I don't like being inside of an airplane. I'm scared of
I don't love it. I
snakes.
don't love it. I'm just used to it. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm scared of snakes. The other week, actually, I was golfing with my friend in Ottawa. First time I went golfing in a long time. And apparently, there are snakes in Ottawa. I hit a really bad shot. Most of my shots were really bad because I hadn't practiced in a long time. But I hit a bad shot, went into the forest area, and I was searching for my ball. I saw my ball, and I went to go grab it, and there was a snake like right there. And I jumped back and I was just shocked. It was this black and yellow snake, pretty long. It was hissing,
Wow.
so it wasn't happy.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a snake in except for in a zoo before, I don't think. Like out in the and Canada would be the last place I'd expect to really see many snakes.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
there's
I'm just
tons of crazy animals over here. There are definitely a few snakes in the summertime, at least. But yeah, there's tons of
mm.
bears in certain areas of Canada. I'm
Yeah,
scared
well
of bears.
I would expect bears, scary
Yeah.
bears. Uh, have you ever had a bear come and knock on your door or something? I have a friend in Canada who woke up one time, he went to the door and there was a bear knocking on the door.
I've never had a
Or
bear knock on my
I
door.
don't know if he was knocking, but he was outside.
Right.
Have you encountered any
Um,
bears?
I saw a bear once on the highway, but nothing.
Not driving, I hope.
No, but I did go down. Here's a good expression. I did go down a rabbit hole recently, watching bear videos on YouTube. To go down a rabbit hole um, basically means to dive deep into a topic and to learn more about that topic. Although in this case, I'm saying that I went on YouTube and I was watching videos of close encounters with bears, and it made me, I don't know why I did it, it made me more terrified of bears. Barophobia, says Grace in the comment section. But yeah, bears scare me. There's a great documentary actually. I forget what it is called. Grizzly Man, maybe. It's about a guy who spent over 10 years, I think, living alone with grizzly bears in the wild, and eventually he was actually eaten by a grizzly bear.
Have you seen
No
what's
comment.
the movie with Leonardo? Yeah, stop it. What's the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio with the bear? What's the one? Um, anyway, never mind.
I forget the one with the
Okay,
bear.
why don't we just take a few more? Okay, I don't think it's barophobia. Maybe I don't think it's that, but let's see. Shazia says she's scared of water and heights. Say heights. Rosalba is scared of snakes and mice. Ian says they're scared of money phobia. It's okay. You can give it to me. If you're scared of the money, I'll take it for you. Somebody's scared of cats. Pushpa's scared of darkness. Jody says phobia is an extreme or irrational fear. That's a good word. Irrational. So if something is an irrational fear, it means it's there's no reason really to be scared. So for example, heights, for example, if you're standing somewhere and you're not going to fall down, then it's kind of irrational to be scared in that moment, but still we have the fear. So it's an irrational fear. Can you think of any other examples of irrational fears, Jacob?
Yeah, well, I'm going to actually read, perfect. I'm going to read a comment from one of our private members here. And if you guys would like to have the chance to join our private community, you can again follow the link in the description of this video. It will take you to our website where there's a wait list form that you can fill out. Really easy, enter your name and email, click submit, you'll be signed up for the wait list, and we will let you know once the private community opens. But Patricia from our private community says, I sometimes am irrationally afraid of crowded places and have intense feelings of anxiety. It really triggers panic attacks, and I feel helpless and unable to control my fear.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's a pretty common one.
I think the technical name for that is, I could be wrong about this, but I feel like it's agoraphobia.
Okay, hold on a second.
Agoraphobia, I think, is the name. If you fear public places or places that are likely to trigger anxiety, it's a very common fear. Many people have it, I think.
Agoraphobia, you're right. Agoraphobia.
Okay, good.
So you can say, and this is a good expression, a good sentence construction. Patricia, a private member at English TV Live, she says that she suffers from agoraphobia. So you can use it that sentence structure too. So somebody suffers from agoraphobia, or you suffer from a fear of what is it? Public, big crowds,
Public
right?
fear.
Crowded places, crowded places. And usually we don't use these technical words in everyday conversation because most people don't know them. So we usually just simplify it. Like she suffers from a fear of crowded places. I have a fear of heights, like that. But Jacob, before we finish, I'd like to test you a little bit.
Sure.
Sounds good? So I have a little list here of some technical words for these phobias, and I'd like you to see, I'll give you about 3 or 4, and I want you to see if you can guess, and also the viewers, I would like you to see if you can guess without Googling, don't go on Google and check it. I'm going to say the phobia, and I want you to see if you can tell us what that is. Okay, a fear of. Now I'm going to start very easy. The first one is very easy. Okay, so I'd like the commenters to say first. I think Jacob, this is too easy for you. First one is claustrophobia. Okay, claustrophobia. Jacob, calm down. Don't say anything yet. So claustrophobia. Claustrophobia. Does anybody know what claustrophobia is? Claustrophobia. The
Do you
first
ever get
person to
claustrophobic?
sometimes a little bit, maybe in elevators sometimes. How about you?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Not really, it's not really too bad. I see some comments coming in. Patricia says closed place.
Yes.
And
So
absolutely.
it's more natural to say an enclosed place. So instead of saying a closed place, it's better to say an enclosed place with an E at the beginning. Or you could also say small spaces. Small spaces, an enclosed place. Enclosed place. Very easy one there, right, Jacob? You knew that one, of course,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
It
that's
seems
fine.
like lots of our viewers knew it too.
But I'm going to take it up a notch. It's a good expression. Take it up a notch. Going to give you a more difficult one here. Okay, here we go. No, I wouldn't know this one. Gamophobia, or gamophobia, sorry, gamophobia. 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 So, does anybody know what this could be? Gamophobia. Gamophobia.
When you said
Gamophobia.
when you pronounced it gamophobia, the first thought that jumped into my head was a fear of games. But
No, no. I'm not going to give you one
gamophobia,
that easy. No.
right?
Would you like me to give you a clue?
Um, yeah, give me a clue.
Okay, it's developed in younger age, developed when you're younger,
Okay.
um, from your from from your family life, and these days a lot of people are not doing this thing.
These days, a lot of people are not doing this thing.
Yes, these days a lot of people are not doing this thing because neither of us have done this thing yet. I think I might have this actually. We talked about the opposite of this last week. Let's see some guesses. Gambling,
Fear,
not gambling. Victor, it's a good guess.
fear,
Gambling, not gambling. Oh, Tony's
fear of
got it.
marriage.
Yes, Tony's got it here. Fear. Tony, did you go on Google? So, gamophobia is the fear of marriage and family
Uh,
relationships in general. So, getting married, the fear of getting married and starting a family. Sarah says gamophobia. I don't know. So, fear, not fear. Abdikafi, it's not fear for something, fear of. Okay, fear
right.
of getting married.
You think you
There you
have
go.
gamophobia?
Maybe I have to go to the doctor check it out. Let me give you one more, okay?
Yeah.
And then we'll head over to our private group after that.
Sure.
Okay, this one's quite a common one. I personally don't have this one, but a lot of people, maybe a lot of you watching, have this one, this fear. A lot of people have told me they have this one. Maybe Jacob has this one as well. It's not what it sounds like. Okay, again. Bathophobia. Bathophobia. It's not
Bathophobia.
before you say it's not the fear of taking a bath, okay?
Right. I
Not the
definitely
fear of
don't
having a
have that.
shower. Bathophobia.
See, it,
Bathophobia. Bathophobia. I might be
can you
pronouncing it
give
wrong. It might be bathophobia.
can you give me some more hints?
Okay, okay. It's tough. Okay, what do you relate a bath to?
Um, Cleanliness,
Okay, just think more literally. What do you bath in?
water,
Water. So something connected to water.
fear of drowning,
Not exactly. Fear
fear of the
of
open sea,
kind of more this one.
fear of waterfalls, waterfall
This
phobia.
was, no, fear of deep water. Fear of
Okay,
deep
okay,
water, not
okay, okay.
necessarily open water. Fear of deep water. So, let me just give you a little explanation. So, bathyphobia is a fear of depths, especially deep water. A person with bathyphobia feels that an abyss is under him, and it is accompanied with panic attacks, emotional agitation, anxiety, and fear of getting stuck in the water. So, a lot of people have told me they have the fear of deep water. What about you,
I think
Jacob? Are
I do
you?
too. Yeah, I think I probably do actually. I hate swimming out in the middle of the ocean. That's one of my big fears. I don't like
Hmm
that.
hmm
I like
Do you
being
have
at the
that?
beach. I like when I can feel the bottom, but I don't like being out in the middle of the ocean and not knowing what's beneath me.
And let's just see in the comments. It seems like a lot of people have this phobia as well.
Yeah. Fear of waterfalls. Sarah's laughing at me. Um,
Waterfalls.
well,
Ah.
no, I love waterfalls. So why don't we head over to our private group now, Lloyd?
Mm, sounds good. And just to remind you one more time, if you have not already, head over to EnglishTVLive.com join our waiting list, so we can keep you updated about when we will launch the public version of English TV Live.
And we're both gonna go into our private group right now. This will be open to the public soon. I'm actually going to do a live stream like this, except instead of Lloyd joining me, there will be English learners like you. So our private community members are going to come up on camera with me. We're going to have a conversation in front of everyone, and we're going to talk about fears. You know, I always wanted, there's a part of me that always wanted to be a psychologist, so maybe I can help people diagnose their fears inside of our private group.
Sounds good. Yeah, oh yeah, you can be a little, yeah, do a bit of, like, make sure everybody lies down when you're talking to them. This is Dr. Jacob.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me your fears and
Right.
phobias. You broke up a little bit there, so just to let everybody know one more time. So this is probably going to be a regular weekly feature that we do on Thursday. So in the private group, we will invite our members onto the screen, like I'm here now, and we will talk to several of our members, give them some maybe some feedback on their English speaking, and also an opportunity to practice talking about different topics. So if that sounds good, EnglishTVLive.com.
We will be back on Monday, and we will see you next week. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. Take care, and don't die.
Don't be
from
scared.
Things that you're afraid of. I don't know how to close that. Don't be scared. Yeah.
Don't
Well,
die
scared
from
is good
it.
sometimes, though.
In certain situations, yeah.
Right. Anyway.